refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back with another episode. And today, we are talking about the National Championship game. Now, if you're looking for a college basketball crown recap and an NIT recap, that's going to be tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow, but we got to focus on the National Championship game today. And I got a recurring guest here. He was here to start the tournament. Thought it was only right to bring him on to end the tournament. He came on the day after Selection Sunday. Long episode, but check it out. It's a fun episode, no question. I got my boy Tyler. What's up, Tilo? You muted. I think I gotta unmute you. No, you gotta unmute yourself.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yep.
I said, what's up, Carl, man? Appreciate you having me back. I'm glad to be back. March Madness is gone quick, so fast, man. Just yesterday we was talking about the whole bracket. Now we're at the end of the thing.
Down to the final two, man. And as they know, that's been continuous watchers of this platform, my national championship game was nowhere close. My Final Four was nowhere near close. So before we talk about the national championship, I do want to ask you, who did you have in this national championship game prior to the bracket being locked?
Prior to the bracket being locked? UConn.
So you had UConn taking on who?
I had UConn taking on Arizona.
Respect. I had Arizona losing Sweet 16 to Wisconsin, but High Point has something to say about that. Respect, though. Definitely respect to that. So he definitely got one right. I got none right. So shout out to you for that. Now we're going to talk about each team's. Hold on, I don't. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Ryan Logan. He's telling me.
That must be my cousin. I'm a Logan too, man. Shout out Ryan.
Shout out Ryan, man. He's up here. We can hear him. Now we got to talk about each team's road to the Final Four, to the national championship. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Because one team super dominant, another team dominant in their own right, but not as much. And we're going to start with the 2 seed UConn. So UConn on their road to the national championship, they beat Furman 82-71. That game was a little close. I ain't gonna lie, it was close, and then they kind of pulled away late. UCLA 73-57. That game again close, pulled away. Michigan State, I almost wanted to turn this game off. They started off super hot, went up 19. We actually took the lead, which I didn't see coming. I'm like, man, we ain't got enough offense for this. Actually took the lead, but big three after big three for both Alex Caravan and I want to say Mullins hit a big three as well. They got the job done. And big free throw shooting by Terrence Reed Jr. down the stretch. And I wanted to hate on him for it, but I seen it against Illinois late in the game too. So
he's been knocking out his free throws for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, man, 50%, 4 for 4 late in the game. Man, only us. But he did it again, so I can't even be mad at bro. Then the immaculate three-point shot that we all seen, heard around the world. They beat Duke, losing majority of that game, almost a wire-to-wire loss. But we all seen the incident with Caden Boozer. Braylon Mullins hit the near half-court three. Dan Hurley does the stare down, no tech, and UConn gets away with a win. And then the last game, Illinois, which that was a nice fun back and forth. But UConn kind of took over that game in the second half. Illinois did make a fight to, I think they even I think they cut it to like 2 or 4 before UConn ends up winning by 9. Their average margin of victory on their road to the national championship is 8.2 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have Michigan, the 1 seed, not the overall one, but they were a 1 seed. They started off beating Howard. So Michigan was kind of the same thing. They would start off being in decent games, but then they just grind you out, and then it's over. They won by 21 against Howard. St. Louis, that game, St. Louis was giving them a run for their money from the three-point line, but Michigan had every answer and ends up winning by 23. Bama was actually up at halftime. But again, Michigan, they just grind you down. They work their front court really well. Then they can hit from the outside, and if they get going from the outside as well, it's a wrap. They end up winning by 13. Then the next 2 games, not even close. BTA, as they say, we're family friendly here. They beat Tennessee 95-62 and Arizona 91-73. Their average margin of victory 21.6. And shout out Blue Gill Barbecue 18. Definitely go green, my boy. He says go green, go white. Not only is this tough to watch tonight, I see you have the Detroit Tigers logo. We're down 3-0 right now. That's tough to watch. How offense sucks right now, early on in the year. But shout out to you for tuning in. Hopefully you like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, I definitely appreciate you tuning in. But they have an average win margin of 21.6 points per game. Tell me a little bit what you're seeing from both teams.
I'm seeing. I mean, it might be a little biased to me because I got UConn winning, but I'm seeing UConn being able to grind out a lot of games that have come down to the wire. Seeing them showing a lot of resilience when it comes to facing adversity, whether that's going up against a tough first round opponent like Furman, whether that's battling back and forth against Michigan State, or even coming back from 90 points against Duke. They've been here before, as we know. They got championship DNA, and I think you cannot count them out. Now, for Michigan, after their loss to Purdue in the conference, was that the conference championship to Purdue? Was that the conference championship?
Big Ten conference.
Yeah.
Big Ten tournament championship. Yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of dominance. Seems like that might have set up some, lit a fire under their butt. A lot of, like I said, dominance, and they have gotten extremely hot at the perfect time. So it just seemed like they're clicking on all cylinders and locked in defensively and offensively. I don't know what Dusty May is, what Gatorade he got them drinking over there, but they've been a scary sight since the second round.
Absolutely, and not for nothing, both of these coaches not new to the Final Four. Now, one coach is new to the national championship game, while the other lost in the Final Four. But like you said, man, Dusty May got Michigan kind of back in form like early in the year, when they had the 40-point win against Gonzaga. They demolished Auburn, demolished San Diego State. I want to say that was another 40-point win. Just that non-conference Michigan where they just looked unbeatable in the non-conference. I think the only non-conference loss was, funny enough, to Texas Tech, which, man, losing JT Toppin sucks. But, yeah, they're looking right back in the form. It looked like you said, that Big Ten championship tournament game woke them up. And unfortunate for me, because I don't like that, but fortunate for them, it woke them up. Now, we're going to get into the game a little bit because we have about 10, maybe 15 minutes. I don't think they're going to start on time, but whatever. We don't want to chance it. We'll get into the game. So UConn, again, 8.2 margin of victory points per game. They are led by, to me, Solo Ball. Solo Ball is averaging 12.9. Needs to step up tonight, by the way.
Yes.
He had a big game. Not a big game. He had a good game. He was jacking that boy against
he was in a slump. He was in a slump recently.
Yeah.
He had a game against Illinois.
Yeah, and he touched it. It was going up. Alex Caravan, he's been starting off slow. Hitting big shots late in the game, but he's been starting off slow. Averaging 13.1 points per game, 5.1 rebounds. And then Terrence Reed Jr. has been the steady Eddie of UConn, averaging 14.8 points per game, 8.8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Now, for me, the X factor for UConn is going to have to be Silas Demery. He cannot have the shooter performance he had against Illinois. Definitely got to help facilitate that ball for UConn. Get guys like Alex Caravan, Braden Mullins, even Jaden Ross. Got to get them some open shots as well. And I like UConn's offense. There's a lot of movement, a lot of confusion. Definitely has to help steer that ship. Talk to me a little bit about UConn.
I agree with you. I think UConn. UConn is the clear underdog. There's one reason I picked him because you can't count Dan Hurley out. I think he's a genius. He's going to go down as top 3 greatest coaches, college coaches ever. When it's all said and done, I think he does a great job of his schemes, his offense. As you see, he runs a bunch of pin downs and curls, just continuous movement. And I think that plays a part to kind of like indirect defense, where you're chasing these guys off of screens and pin downs, and it tires you out on defense. And then UConn is not no slouch on defense of their own. So then you're already tired, and then you got to go against a stout defense. And I think it causes team to not shoot as well, especially late in the second half. I think Dan Hurley is going to have to slow this Michigan offense down, slow the pace up, play it possession by possession, and not get into a track meet with Michigan. So I think I have all faith in him as far as getting it done. Is if the players can execute. Do you want me to say my X factor?
Yeah. You got one. Let it fly.
Yeah, my X factor for UConn is actually Jaden Ross. I think Jaden Ross did a great job on Keaton Wagler from Illinois. Keaton Wagler shot 2 of 10 from 3. And he reminds me of I'm not gonna say great value, but he reminds me of he gives me reminders of Andre Jackson. Not the same athleticism and all that, but long, lanky defender who can give your guard some problems. Depending on who you guards tonight, I think he can contribute to hopefully a poor shooting performance for one of the Michigan guards. But I think him being more like an energy player, and like I said, slowing that Michigan offense down will going to be a key part if UConn wants to win tonight.
Yeah. You kind of foreshadowed your pick. I ain't want you to reveal your pick yet, but you already did it. It's all good. It's all good. We're going to talk about the Michigan side of things now. Now, again, Michigan averaging 21.6 points per game, which I just looked this up, which is the third largest average margin of victory in tournament history. They are behind the 2024 UConn, who's first with 23.3. And no, they're actually second. They're in front of the Kentucky 96 Kentucky team by 0.1 as of this current moment. Kentucky and 96 won by an average of 21.5. They are 21.6. So they're actually second, excuse me. But for the Michigan side of things, they're led by Yaxu Lundenberg, one of my favorite college players last year. He did me so dirty. I was hoping he was going to the draft, but he didn't. He decided to go to my rival. He's averaging 15.1 points per game, 6.9 rebounds, 1.2 steals, and 1.2 blocks. Elliot Cadeau, which side tangent, a lot of people are saying that Michigan, revived Cadeau's career when the numbers are literally the same.
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand this whole.
I see somebody make a video. I think he's just in the perfect position to where he has plenty of help. Same numbers, but he has a lot better supporting cast. Exactly. So they're doing well. His mistakes last year. His mistakes don't look as monumental.
Yeah, and I would say last year or in North Carolina in general, you could kind of let him shoot. This year, you not necessarily.
I think Dusty May is giving him some confidence. For sure.
But I don't get this whole he's such a different player. He was a bust at UNC. No, they just have a lot of help around him, which is good. This is what you're supposed to put around your point guard, not slandering him for it. He's averaging 10.3 points per game, 5.9 assists. And Ade Mara averaging 12.2 points per game, 6.8 rebounds, 2.6 blocks. Basically just roaming the paint, blocking shots. Now, their X factor to me is going to be Maurice Johnson, the former Illinois Fighting Illini, because they have to pound UConn in the interior. That's why I think Michigan has the advantage is the interior. Him and Ade Mara has to get not even either. They have to get Terrence Reed Jr. in foul trouble and bring in Eric Rebai off the bench. If they can do that, it's going to be a tough night for UConn. So, and Maurice Johnson, not for nothing, is averaging 13 points per game and 7.6 rebounds in the tournament in these 5 games. So that's my X factor. Talk to me about Michigan.
Michigan, as you see, they are, like I said, hot as grease right now. I think they've been just outscoring a lot. I mean, they've been backing up too, but they definitely just been, hey, we're going to score more points than you, and y'all can't keep up. Like I said, clicking on all cylinders. I totally forgot about Morris. I was trying to remember where I remember Morris from. He said a lot, and I was like, he used to have them like side ponytails at Illinois. Yeah, so he's a great energy guy. I think that Michigan is going to have to play smart because UConn is not a team that turns the ball over a lot. So when it comes to, I don't think UConn is one of the teams where you can just jack up shots. Thank you, Justin.
Nah, I was gonna read it. Continue.
All right, but I like I said, it's their game to lose. I think it's their game to lose for sure. And they're deep. And only thing that, like I said, I trust Dusty May, but it's the other players. It's really going to show is this transfer portal thing can it win the national championship, because you have all these new guys, and now this is the big moment where they got to click. They got to go up against some championship DNA and pull it off. I don't. I mean, I know what they've done in the past couple games, but it's 0-0 right now.
Different atmosphere. I definitely
It's
get you.
0-0 right now. And this is the big stage, so I think it's going to be a very close game when it comes to that. I mean, very very entertaining game. It's kind of like a chess match. Two different styles. One's has bigger size. One's more strategic. Yeah, I mean, I got some other stuff I want to say, but what I want to say about Michigan.
All right, cool. So first of all, shout out to you, Justin. He says Jesus loves you so much that he died on the cross for your sins. Keep up the great live stream. We appreciate the compliment. And he said, "Let's go, Illinois." I'm not the Michigan State fan that got beef with Illinois, so I rock with y'all. My boy Luke, who does the show, that went to school with me at Michigan State, his peoples graduated from Illinois, so I low key be rooting for them because of them. But shout out to you. Now, I did forget to mention both teams did have a big speculation on the injury side of the game. For UConn, Solo Ball was a speculation, but he's clear. And for Michigan, we all saw the Yaxel Lundenberg thing, which I didn't at the time. I thought it was something, but I didn't think it would be that big. Like
I didn't know it was a knee too.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna go to the locker room. I knew he was gonna get retaped, but when they was like knee too, that's kind of what threw me off. But they said he's good to go. So good there. I see your comment. We're family friendly, so I can't post it. But shout out to you for joining. But yeah, so both teams clear to go on the injury side of the game. Now, quick stat: Dan Hurley 2-0 in the national championship. UConn ends a university 6-0 in the national championship. Michigan, Dusty May, first trip ever to the national championship. But Michigan as a university is 1-6. Their only win is in 1989, not the Fab Five. But so those are little tidbits there. Now we know Tyler's pick. And the game is about to come on kind of soon. So I'm going to give you my pick. And you see the hat, but I'm unfortunately picking Michigan. I just think Michigan is just too hot. I know it's a new environment, but Dusty May has been here. And he took a FAU team who had some D1 talent. Don't get me wrong. Nick Boyd, I think, was on that team, went to Wisconsin. Elijah Martin was on that team, won at Florida. So he had some Vlad. He brought Vlad over to Michigan last year.
What's the name? He played for Calipari. Yeah, played for Calipari at Arkansas. Yeah.
Yep. John L. Davis. Yep. So he definitely had D1 talent there. I don't want to say he didn't have the talent to win it, but I think now he has the experience and he has better talent at this Final Four this year, now national championship. So I think Dan Hurley, I think Dan Hurley is the best college coach in the game today. And I think if Dan Hurley wins tonight, he in some conversations. And I'm talking about all-time conversations.
Yes.
So
for sure.
I don't
with
know.
This NIL era too, and this transfer portal.
Yeah. That some coaches were scared of.
Yeah, getting a new team every year. Yeah. Yes. One question I want to ask you: how much do you think Yaxel's injury impacts Michigan tonight?
See, that's the thing. I don't know. See, look,
chasing these guys around screens.
Yeah. I was about to say, I don't know how mobile he is. Like, if he's mobile, he should be fine. If he's not as mobile, this offense that they run you might have to try to hide him. You might have to try to hide him.
But Hurley's so genius that he gonna find them.
That's true. That is very true, and I'm not surprised at that. So I think it could definitely hurt them on the defensive end. Now, offensively, they'll probably he's so good on the perimeter, but I think they might try to have him help in the paint a little bit, at least the start, to see how it feels, and if it's okay, then he'll do his whole perimeter game. Even though mostly Michigan wants to run pick and roll with Elliot Cadeau and Mara and kick out to Burnett and Gale in the corners and stuff like that. But I think Yaxu can hinder them if that injury is worse than what's being led on. So we'll see. But he did come back in the Arizona game for what it's worth.
One tidbit. I didn't even need to look this up because I remembered it when UConn won the back-to-back. Because I was heavy UConn fans back then. But in the 2 back-to-back national championships, they did not allow a March Madness opponent to score over 70. Now, although, like I said, it's a different team, I can tell from the eye test that this team is not as talented as the previous two. they almost did that. Furman scored 71, Duke scored 72.
And that's a wrap.
So, like I said, I think UConn's definitely going to make an effort to control the pace as the game starts.
Very true.
And yeah, so it won't be interesting how this is played out.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And that's a good tidbit. Appreciate you for that one, because that is a good tidbit. Hey, if my Tiger fans still in here, we just tied the game 3-3. I get notifications on my phone. Shout out to Tigers. But absolutely great tidbit. But I
don't think Michigan's not scoring 90 tonight. I can tell you that.
I can agree with that. I can see that. Even though they got a game. They ain't got a game in the tournament where they haven't scored 90 tonight. But which is crazy. But I can see that. But I can see them getting over 70. I can definitely see that. But
I can see that too. But UConn is beating two opponents who barely got over 70. So, hey, maybe Braden Mullins might come through again.
Hey, you ain't gotta convince me, man. You know who I'm rooting for. I just gotta be real. I don't show bias on my show, so I gotta be real with myself. I told a guy of mine on the network that I knew for a long time. I think Michigan might win the Natty. I hope I'm wrong, but
so it's funny. I said when I was watching the Michigan Arizona game, I was like, oh my god, Michigan looks scary. But I gotta stay true to my bracket because it's still alive.
I feel that. Hey, I definitely feel that. So I definitely feel you. So he got UConn. I got Michigan. We about to wrap up because it's 8:53. We could go on for hours, but we got a game to watch. So first of all, last words, Tilo.
Last words. I just hope we have a pretty competitive game, no matter who wins. Michigan beat the heck out of Arizona. South Carolina women's got crushed yesterday. I just want a competitive game to end off the college basketball season, man.
Oh, the game started 2-0. So I'm gonna keep it short and brief. Appreciate you for coming on. I normally wrap up talking about the shows, but hey, we got a national championship to watch. So I definitely appreciate y'all for coming on. Definitely please like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And for the people that are competitive in the bracket challenge, let me know if you're free tomorrow so you can, talk your trash to me because I got last place because of my bracket. But anyway, with that being said, man, we about to catch a national championship. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.